While Jimmy Butler was causing problems in Miami, the Warriors continued to struggle. 10 games before the trade deadline, and they were barely clinging to the 10th seed, with their title-winning odds at a laughable plus 6,600. It was clear. The Warriors needed something, but no one expected it to be the troublesome Jimmy. In fact, when the deal went down, the critics were quick with the questions. Why trade Wiggins for Butler? How will he mesh with Draymond? And why pay him $60 million over 2 years? But Steph Curry wanted Jimmy Butler. And when they got him, Draymond Green was so confident he declared that Golden State would win the title.
I think we're going to win the championship.
Say that one more time so that everybody here can
say that with your chest.
I didn't hear you. My earpiece.
Because they added Jimmy Butler the third. So what did you say?
81.
I'm sorry. I said I think we're going to win a championship, but I lied. We are going to win the championship.
Was he high? Well, 8 games later, and the Warriors are on a 7-1 winning streak. Butler's hard screens, aggressive drives, and ability to draw fouls have created the perfect conditions for Steph Curry. Steph has gone from averaging 22.7 points on 43.1% shooting to hitting 29 points per game on nearly 50% from the field. He's even doing something he hasn't done in 6 years. He's dunking.
Up on their feet, it's going to be Steph Curry elevating. Normally goes to the 2 hands, but this time the 1-hand flush.
Now, Draymond's words don't sound so crazy, and we're starting to learn why Steph Curry wanted him. The Golden State Warriors are no longer the unstoppable juggernaut we once knew. This season, the Warriors have been struggling to keep up with an NBA that's younger and straight up hungrier, and so they've been catching L's left and right. They suffered an embarrassing loss to the Phoenix Suns, and in their last 10 games before the trade, they lost 7 and managed only 3 wins. By mid-January, they were 25-24, stuck at 10th in the West, and clinging to the play-in by a thread. The defense was so weak that their opponents were able to shoot 47% from the field and 38% from deep in those last 10 games. And the offense wasn't much better, as they were positioned 19th in the league at 112 points per 100 possessions. It was clear that they needed something. Someone to flip the script. Someone who would not only bring that dog mentality back, but could also play the two-way game. Many fans thought this would be Kevin Durant or Zach LaVine. Anyone but the player who has been suspended for a total of 16 games this year alone. Jimmy Butler didn't seem like the guy for Golden State, but people like Jeff Teague always knew what he could do.
Naturally, he a glue guy. From his days in Chicago with D. Rose and all those guys, he was a defensive-minded player. Did all the hustle things, and that's what the Warriors needed. Another guy who could guard. Also, Jimmy can score, but he do all the little things like Draymond. And they needed another Swiss Army knife type player.
So when the Warriors traded Andrew Wiggins for Jimmy Butler, it was a bit surprising, but the NBA world just wasn't impressed by the new-look Warriors. Analysts pointed to his limited deep shooting and heavy reliance on physicality. They also talked about his injury history and off-court demeanor. The early breakdowns were simply brutal. And even when the Warriors went 3-1 in the first 4 games, their minds still hadn't changed.
Who he think afraid of Golden State? Even with Jimmy Butler. Do I believe they can beat OKC? No. Do I believe they can beat the Thunder? No. Hell, I don't believe if the Lakers these last 30 games get into some type of rhythm, I don't believe they can beat the Lakers, let alone dealing with Cleveland and Boston.
I don't believe that they're going to win it. Matter of fact, I know they're not going to win an NBA championship this year, but they definitely as hell going to compete. I believe that their ceiling is a first-round exit.
Some even argued that Wiggins was better for the Warriors than Butler, but what they all missed was the reason for the trade. What was Golden State looking for? You see, the trade wasn't just about numbers, it was about injecting a killer mentality into a franchise in need of a fix. It was about bringing in someone with a passion for the game and winning.
Jimmy is an over-communicator. You know what I'm saying? Like Jimmy gonna come to you before something ever happened. Like, if this happened, we're gonna do this. And I'll be honest with you, I see how people can get tired of Jimmy, because if you're not a basketball head, like if you don't love this and you over-communicate like Jimmy and you dot every T, dot every I and cross every T, losers will get frustrated with that. You know what I'm saying? Like if you don't love, eat, breathe this, and more importantly, winning, you can get frustrated with that. So I can see in 2 weeks or 3 weeks, whatever it's been, how someone can get frustrated with Jimmy.
Yep.
Because most people aren't winners. And so the things that he's doing, like, when I tell you, to me, it's music to my ears.
Well, so far, Jimmy's overcommunication has transformed the Golden State Warriors. In his Warriors debut against the Bulls, Butler registered 25 points, 4 assists, 2 rebounds, and 1 steal in 29 minutes to help the team overcome a 24-point deficit. He followed up in his next game against the Bucks with 20 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists, and 4 steals in 31 minutes, helping Golden State to their second win. He sets hard screens that force switches, draw heavy contact, and puts opponents in foul trouble. His aggressive drives and quick decision-making often disrupts defenses. Stephen A. was really on the money when he said this about Jimmy's impact on Curry.
Do y'all know that Jimmy Butler has been to the free throw line 40 times? He's accumulated 40 free throws in the 4 games that he's played. So you got a guy that's not Andrew Wiggins, okay, that knows when to be aggressive, knows how to be aggressive, and most importantly, he spares Steph Curry, not just because he can be a bona fide secondary option, but because he gets to the free throw line. You gotta remember who Steph Curry is, and his greatest asset outside of his marksmanship is his conditioning. But he is going to be 37 years of age. And his movement without the basketball and constantly having to run around with everybody looking for him and creating space for him so he can launch. If you have a guy like Jimmy Butler, not only who can score, but who can get to the free throw line, buying you rest, that also galvanizes you because ultimately it elevates your energy.
And he was so right on the money because Steph Curry recently exploded for 56 points, knocking down 12 threes with clinical precision. Jimmy Butler played a crucial role, setting screens and drawing defenders, creating the perfect environment for Curry's barrage from deep. At one point in the game, Butler's off-ball movement caught the defense off guard. As he flashed a deep screen, Curry sliced to the left. The double-team hesitation left Curry wide open, and of course, Curry drilled the deep 3 that put the Warriors ahead. After the game, both Curry and Jimmy paid their respect to each other's performance that day.
You know, obviously Jimmy provides a great presence, a high level of IQ, and connects the game. So if we keep doing that game after game after game, we should be in good shape down the stretch, and then we take it from there.
Fun to watch. Even more fun because it's a huge reason to why we won the game. I'm glad it was, like I said, I'm glad I'm on this side of it.
And of course, let's not forget what Butler brings to the team in terms of basketball IQ.
He was showing us a different way to run a set, to open up some, to get him in a certain position that's going to open it up. So if they take it away this way, if you just come out this side and do that, that's going to put this guy here and I got him sealed. You know what I'm saying? It's just different stuff like that. That Jimmy, man, he dialed in on it.
This new Warriors team is winning, and obviously they are happy together. Steph's happy, and it shows in his games. Draymond's so happy he's making bold statements. Even Buddy Hield has been shooting lights out since Butler arrived. As for Jimmy, here's what he had to say when asked about it.
A lot. I really enjoy being in soccer and being around these guys. Obviously, it's fun to win.
This is why Steph Curry wanted Jimmy Butler. The Warriors needed someone who had that killer mentality, someone who wanted to win badly and was ready to put everything on the line. This is what Jimmy brought, and in Golden State, it has converted to wins. Since the trade, the Warriors' offensive efficiency surged to a plus 14 net rating. As such, their offensive rating jumped from 18th to 6th. With Butler teaming up with Draymond at the back, their defensive rating has gone from 10th to 5th, and it has been an all-around improvement with assists per game going from 9th to 3rd, assists to turnover ratio from 8th to 3rd, steals from 9th to 2nd, and turnovers reduced from 12th fewest to 5th. But still, the question on everyone's mind is, can this Warriors squad, with its mix of veteran savvy and aggressive new energy, live up to the championship hype? Well, only time will tell, but let's not forget that playoff Jimmy is a real thing.
Playoff Jimmy is a real thing.
That's true. Yep.
Right? We're talking about a guy that has led the Miami Heat to 2 finals, right? Has been in the thick of things.
But can this player who dragged the Heat to 2 finals do the same in the Bay? Like, this isn't even Miami, and he doesn't have to carry the whole squad on his back. Steph's still splashing from the logo, pulling defenses into the blender, while Draymond's still setting picks and talking smack. Jimmy can simply eat off the chaos from the corner. He's already bringing back the free throw game to the Dubs. Add that to Steph's range and Dre's IQ, and there's no telling what can happen. But what do you think? Can Golden State continue their winning form deep into the playoffs? Let us hear your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, you should see the Steph Curry shot that changed the NBA next.